Hey Internet, it's RJ. Welcome back. Thanks for tuning into this show today. Now, today's episode, we're going around the net with all the news you can use in the week that was in credit and finance. And on the docket for today, we're checking in with some Hyatt changes. Bank of America Rewards has an update as well. It's a new credit surprise. Even Chase and American Express make an appearance on the business side. But of course, the news of the week. Yes, we are gathered here today to say goodbye to a legend. That's right, the Citi Custom Cash has been retired. It's no longer taking applications. Spoiler early, don't worry, existing cardholders, you're good for now, but we'll close with that. Make sure we send the legend out with a good paying our respects. So anyhow, all that and more. So of course, if it sounds interesting to you, go ahead, press the subscribe button, and let's get to work. Now, we'll lead off with Hyatt. Everyone loves Hyatt, hates Hyatt, depending on what they're doing. Well, they have a slight change for you that you should be aware of and could help you. So I'll put these terms on screen. And what you have is the free night awards, really what we're talking about here. So for free night award or points plus cash award reservations made on or after June 30th, 2026, explorers, globalists, lifetime globalists, and primary card holders of a Chase Bracelet credit card will have advanced access to booking compared to other members. Now, originally when I saw this, I was like, okay, that's pretty cool. But it was already 12 months out you could get it. Now I think they're extending it up to 13 months. And yeah, previously it was available 12 months out. So you're getting an additional month. I mean, the way they devalue stuff every year, I guess technically that month could come in handy to give it to you, right before the yearly devaluations come out. So from that angle, I guess it's okay. It's not bad. It's just like, it's not as dramatic as they made it sound, or what I thought when I originally read it. Like, wow, 13 months out, that's pretty good. And there's probably a play to be had there of getting it, depending on if you're going to renew the card or not. But there you go, something for Hyatt. I mean, they've taken so much from you already. I guess it's the least they could do. Now, speaking of taking and an obscure benefit, American Express is taking away something from their corporate and personal card holders, which is likely not many of you, but you never know. Some of you guys come up with schemes because, again, there's the small business ones. That's what we normally talk about, business platinum, business gold. Then there's like corporate cards. So I didn't know this, but apparently at the time, if you had a corporate card, you would get it, and a personal card, you could get a discount on that personal card. Specifically, I'll put it up for you here. This is the message folks have been getting. So effective August 27th of this year, the personal card annual credit offer will no longer be available to corporate card members. Annual statement credits will continue through September 30th. Card members will be notified June 2nd. So that's been popping up for folks. So previously, I believe they're giving you up to like $150 if you had both, which is a nice touch. For whatever reason, they're getting rid of it. Again, I didn't know this was a major thing. We don't really cover corporate cards too much here. It's probably just an easy thing for them to cut and save a few bucks on, is my guess. So not really much there. But if you are looking to scale your business to some serious size, well, then business credit may be of use to you. And Chase is now at least giving you a way to know what your business credit score is. There is a slight difference. So they are partnering with Dun & Bradstreet. And it's essentially, I'll put a picture of it up, but it says like business credit score, so you can check it. It is different than, your personal credit score, right? You'd have an actual EIN number, an actual entity, and be using that number, and the business can build up credit as well. It can come in handy. I mean, technically, I probably have one. I'm actually should check and see what mine is. I have no idea. I don't really have any like loans or anything, and there's like only really one actual business credit card in Profitable Content's name, and that's my American Express business card, which obviously I don't really use too much. So maybe a few others from promotional offers, I guess, that were required you to have, be a business, if you will, but nothing there. But it is nice. On occasion, I do get asked about business credit and things like that, and how to check it and how to build it. So, I think it's fine to add. I would like to see more places do that, especially if they're going to be catering to businesses. It would make sense to offer that. So overall, not too bad. So moving right along to one near and dear to my heart, and that is Bank of America. So as we all know by now, Bank of America has changed from preferred rewards to BOA Rewards because reasons. And now one of the things they had teased out was you're going to get a credit or coupon of some sort, but they didn't really tell us what it was going to be. Well, now we know. So if you take a look at this, it looks like a streaming credit. I think they said lifestyle credit when they first came out. but it's a streaming credit, and it kicks in at preferred honors, which is 100K, which is what I'm at, will be at. And then so preferred honors gets $8 in credits, while premier tier, which is $1 million plus, that's the new top tier, gets $15 in credits. Now the payment must be made using your Bank of America debit card. It is a requirement of BOA Rewards to have a checking account. I have a checking account with them. I keep $1 in it just to keep it open. I don't even know if I activated that debit card. So if you're like me, you want to take advantage, you likely will have to request a new debit card, unless it's one that they just kind of activate for you. I don't really know. Some of them do ship debit cards just hot and ready right now. But anyways, what you can get, I do believe you need to opt in as well, of course. And then your options are Paramount Plus, SiriusXM, The Wall Street Journal, and The Economist. Now, I would think for being the second largest bank in the country, they could have done a little bit better on the selections there. I don't think there's too much. The one I looked at is Paramount Plus. As you know, I don't really have. Well, I have Amazon Prime as a streaming service by virtue of having Prime, but I don't have anything else. And unfortunately, Paramount Plus is $9 a month. I know the site says $8.99, but it's $9 a month plus tax, I would assume. So even at the 100K tier, you can't get it fully for free. You could definitely look at it and it's a sizable discount. I know for $100,000, the amount of money you guys have to be saving now on, paying out rewards with the reduction in the credit card perks for many of us. I feel like you could have just bumped that up to $10 or just say, hey, we're going to cover one of these, and then Premier Rewards maybe gets two or a combination or something like that. You could definitely make the argument to use it and say, hey, you're only paying, it'll probably come out to what, $2 or $3 a month for Paramount Plus. Not to make this all about Paramount Plus, I just didn't look at SiriusXM. The Wall Street Journal, I'm never going to read that. There's too wordy. Another blogger will pull out the excerpt and we can read what we need to know. So for Paramount Plus, I do like Star Trek. I can do that thing. I can't do it with the other hand, but I don't know. I might use it. It still irks me to give them $2 or $3 because I don't want to pay anything for streaming. So I probably won't. I think Bank of America could have done significantly better on this. Actually, quite disappointed. So there is that for preferred rewards. Now moving on to the headline, we'll probably spend some time here, but I do think this card deserved it. So earlier in the week, had rumors come out from the same person who had called the Rewards Plus going away that the Citi Custom Cash was going to be retired at the end of the week. And about Thursday, probably I saw it like close of business hours, so like 5 p.m. for banking, they stopped taking applications, and you see the page you have here: Citi Custom Cash not available. No longer accepting applications for the Citi Custom Cash card as of May 28th. If you're interested in cashback card, you are welcome to apply for the double cash. Existing Citi Custom Cash card holders will not be impacted and continue to use their card and enjoy the benefits. And that's a really important note. As of right now, you're good. I have 2 of them. Many of you have significantly more, 3, 4, 5 cards. So for right now, you can stay on yellow alert. Don't go to red alert yet, but don't turn off the alert yet, because something's probably going to happen. So that is unfortunate. At the time, I've seen the mass influx of folks trying to do product changes. I actually saw one Redditor who had applied for a double cash at the beginning of the week and then phoned in and was able to product change it to a custom cash like immediately just to get one more in, or his first one maybe. Or no, it would be a second one at least. So yeah, pretty bummed out there. Again, we can speculate as to why, and I do have some thoughts. And it's no secret that, yes, many of us wanted to get multiples and then use them for category-specific things. So I imagine on Citi's end, it just became, if we can borrow a cliche, like a death by 1,000 paper cuts. I don't even know if you need to max them out. And as I've seen the counter argument of like, yeah, it's capped at $500. Like, right, but it's still going to be people just using it hyper-specifically. Those people who care enough to use it hyper-specifically are likely not paying any finance charges or anything like that, and they're not giving Citi any additional benefits. Like, we've almost seen this story play out a bunch of other times, so I guess I'm not overly surprised. I do think there's some humor in the fact that obviously Citi didn't want this to get out, right? And so I don't know how many people really knew. If we think about how many people visit this channel or Reddit or the Doctor of Credit or whatnot, or Twitter, where I think this was originally posted at, it's probably very few. You could still even be into credit card rewards in your own way and still not check in all the time. But I do think they probably caused a mini blip of custom cash influxes and custom cash product changes, and like short term made their problem just a little bit worse. But again, they didn't want the news. They weren't planning on the news to get out like that. I could also see a theory where it's also partly because of the new American Airlines partnership, where you got all these people so easily earning points, maximizing categories. And I do think eventually American Airlines is going to be concerned and do something about the influx and thank you points that get converted to American miles, especially because this part is still relatively new to them, because they've had obviously credit card partners in Citi and Barclays before, but they haven't had the outright transfer partner. And they're a pretty popular airline, and this is kind of why Delta's like, yeah, we still make a ton off these cards. We have American Express, but the running knock on their program is their Sky Pesos, right? It's like 1.2 cents, something like that. So I could see American doing something like that. I'm not saying any American picked up the phone call and said, hey, you got to do something. But I do think, I wouldn't be surprised if there was something like that at foot. So overall, again, I think it's, yes, death by 1,000 paper cuts for Citi. In the medium term, short to medium term, I think custom cash card holders will be fine. Citi does have a history of supporting products long after sunset. The Prestige for quite some time. And the Citi dividend card is still out there as well. But I do think long term, like let's say by next year sometime, long term, this will likely go the way the Rewards Plus went, where they kill the Rewards Plus. They really wanted to get rid of that 10% points boost you got. And then because people still had multiples of those, I want to say as well. And then they came out with the base Strata card, the white one that isn't terrible because it's free, but it's definitely not what the Rewards Plus was. And they started forcing people over to that of either, hey, you can take this one or you can close your account. Let us know what you want to do. I think in the beginning, some folks were successful calling in and saying, I don't want to do that. But I don't know how many people would even know to do that. Because stopping applications does help, this paper cut analogy, but you still have the same people with 3, 4, 5 of these things as well. I think you just got to get rid of them because again, it's just not a customer that Citi wants, and it's partly Citi's fault because again, what else? The Strata Elite is just a terrible product, so you can't go there. The Strata Premier is a really good card. You can get your double cash, and again, we just covered the Strata. So again, there's definitely room to expand in Citi and use their products, but I gotta imagine they don't want people sticking with the 5 of the free cards. The expensive flagship card is awful, and then you can go the $95 card. But even then, on the $95 card, Strata Premier, we've covered maybe 2 months ago, they've been sending out surveys like, hey, what if we made this thing worse, but better, but just worse, right? Which means that card's probably next, which is really a shame because, one, I think we did a whole video on this, and the Citi Custom Cash, in my opinion, is what killed the category cards. As I've said a dozen times now, probably more. Before the Custom Cash came out, it was the question was, how many Freedom and Discover cards can I have? Discover, the answer was 2. Freedom, turns out there was no limit. That's actually what the Freedom Flex was so popular when it came out. It's like kind of the same thing, but it's an easy way to get another one. Custom Cash came over, it wrecked that completely. And so yeah, I've also said I think Citi and Wells Fargo are the best issuers right now for a core product line. This would definitely take Citi out of the running, in my opinion. I don't think they have, this was the powerhouse card that they had, and I think this takes them out of the running. As good as the Strata Premier is, we kind of know that's on the, I'm not going to say on the way out, but that's going to get kicked in the knee eventually too. Not to be just a downer here, but so yeah, that's what I think is going to happen. I think medium term, short term, we're fine, but by next year they're going to make another card, won't be as good. It might still have some kind of 5% quality because I don't know if you want to be the 3rd or 4th largest bank and not have a 5% competitor. Again, Chase does, U.S. Bank does. Bank of America doesn't really, unless you're in rewards, which you just covered, and you got to go pretty high to get that. Wells Fargo went the option of a 4% card, so I guess now we say it out loud, you might not even need a 5% card anymore to be considered relevant. So it will probably be worse. In long term, I think we'll end up seeing banks try to actually, weirdly enough, adopt a Bank of America model where you have to be a real customer to get these things. And this is probably a topic to say for another day, but I think it's the only way they're going to be able to get stuff and try to force you to use other products and get other spend versus being all over the place and only taking 5 custom caches and nothing else from Citi is not a winning strategy. And I think it's a strategy that even the common person can see. I know we love to think we're geniuses here, but again, it's not the hardest thing in the world. Like, you mean if I use this blue card at gas and the blue and green one everywhere else, I'll make the most money? It's not a really hard thing to figure out. So overall, I am surprised about it. One person called it in the comments last week before the leak. They didn't say it was going to be retired, but they did say the Citi will come for it. So one person, you know who you are, take your lap. You did it. You called it. You jinxed us all. So sad to see you go. So let me know. We can probably do a video on like some replacements or alternative strategies, perhaps, if you didn't get it in time. Again, I think we have time if we are existing card holders. But there you go. Goodbye to the legend. So with that, you know what? Last thing, I don't know what we're gonna do for the credit card tournament next year. This is the Citi Custom Cash 1, and in the tournament, if you win, you are the defending champ, is the automatic #1 seed. I guess we're going to have to start the tournament from scratch with no automatic 1 seeds next year. I don't know. We got a while to figure that one out, but I don't know if we've ever had that before. So anyways, that's my problem, not yours. So anyways, if you like this one, drop me a thumbs up down below. If you found it particularly interesting, consider subscribing to the channel. So we're posting content just like this every single week. Of course, right back every Sunday with all the news you can use in the week that was in credit and finance. And of course, every single day over on profitablecontent.com. Is of course the channel's blog, always linked down below for, as well as on the channel homepage. We release news stories, bank promotions, and credit card offers. Nothing from Citi, surprise, surprise, but maybe something else that can hold you over. Anyways, guys, that'll do it for this one. As always, thank you so much for watching. I'll talk to you very soon in the next one.